stand and remove their hats and join for me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated and thank you.
Thank you, Justine. On behalf of the graduating class, it is my honor to welcome you this evening and thank you for joining us for this year's commencement celebration. I would now like to introduce the director of our schools, Mr. Flint Fertig.
Good evening, everybody. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2021. Today's ceremony is both live here and also being streamed live to thousands over the internet. There are many dignitaries joining us today, and I would like to take a moment to recognize them. We are joined today by our school board president, Ms. Maritza Travanti. Our school board vice president, Ms. Celine Lockerbie. Our school board clerk, Mrs. Tracy Golar. And a school board member, Ms. Jennifer Anderson. I'd also like to take an opportunity very quickly to address you. This may be the last time I have to address you formally as your principal, and I did a lot of thinking of what I wanted to briefly say. It all comes down to the fact that you're a special group of kids. I want you to believe in yourselves, and I want you to be happy. So in parting, I'm going to give you 4 simple rules that I believe will put you on this path. Number 1, graduates of Canyon Oaks and Mountain Park, don't dwell on your future. There's plenty of time to contemplate your future right after this ceremony, but you'll miss all the celebrating. In education, we work in a business where almost everyone is waiting for the next big thing the future brings. The next budget, the next method of teaching or assessment, maybe the next superintendent. But sometimes we are so busy looking to the future, we might miss what we're doing right now. If you spend your whole life waiting for the future to happen, sometimes you miss that it's happening right before you. So get out there, go for it. Don't be caught waiting. Don't get me wrong, it is extremely important to plan for your future. Just don't live there. And really, nothing ever happens in the future. Whatever happens is happening now. So live your life. Number 2, don't do anything that 30 years from now you'll look back and say, oh my gosh, why did I do that? I wish I had a nickel for every time I've heard from my former students when they come and visit me and they start a sentence with, if only when I was younger I would have listened to you, gone to college. More often than not, if only I wouldn't have. Rule number 3, the what do we have left rule. When I was a kid, our house caught fire. I was younger, but I remember my father kicking the door down with the flames behind him, scooping me in his arms, kicking the doors down, grabbing brothers and sisters, and then running down the stairs to the driveway where we watched our apartment burn to the ground. When my father put us in the car down the street, he smiled and said, okay, let's start making a list of what we have left. We made lists that night and realized how lucky we were as a family and all the resources we actually had. Society today tends to focus on what we don't have or what we're about to lose. It seems like no matter where you turn, it feels that we're about to go over a cliff in some doomsday scenario. I would submit to you that this is not the case. The truth is, you are in charge of how you see the world. Look for the good in it. Look for what you have, and you'll find that it is a wonderful place, and that you have all that you need to do the things that you are meant to do. Rule number 4, value and give love. The word love is overused. In other languages, there are 4 or 5 different terms that mean love. Everyone overuses the word, I love your shoes, I love your jacket, I love my school. I really love these things they put in chicken sandwiches at Subway. I've heard a lot of you crying about how much you love Mr. Edwards and how much you're going to miss him and other staff members here. So, okay, I get it. Just the way that people talk, but you shouldn't forget the real thing. True love is great. It's just not so easy with actual human beings. But if you work at it, you get it right, you respect others, I promise you that it will make you happier than anything else you do in your life. This staff that served you this year, I love each one of them. And the reason I love them is they loved serving you. That is real, that is true. Life sometimes has a little bit of a bitter taste. This was a tough year. Imagine life is like a glass of water with a little teaspoon of salt in it. It's bitter. You can try to pick out the salt, talk about it, dwell on it for the rest of your life. Or you can keep pouring love or more water into the cup until eventually the bitter taste gets less and less. As you begin your new journey, you can try to remove everything that you find distasteful in this world, or you can just pour in more love. It's the only thing that you will always have more to give away, and the more you do, the more you'll have. I've seen this in you, the graduating class of 2021. You are great kids with a great capacity to love and to serve. Our motto at Canyon Oaks and Mountain Park is, go forth to serve. So take all the warm, fuzzy, good things you've been hiding, spread it around. Don't judge yourself by your accomplishments, but by the happiness of the people around you. If you do that, you can do anything, I promise. You can go anywhere, and you'll never fail because you'll be there serving others, and wherever you are, you'll find that there is where you're supposed to be, because you'll bring love and goodness with you. Congratulations, graduating class of 2021. Now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Calvin McKendrick, your assistant principal.
What a beautiful day. You know what today is? Taco Tuesday! Thank you, Jesse Chavez and the family, for providing our seniors with the tacos for today. Give them a round of applause, please. And thank you, Justine Delgado, for that awesome Pledge of Allegiance. And unfortunately, the only board member not here is celebrating his birthday, which is today in Hawaii. So he dodged the bullet there from, okay. Now in all seriousness, what is today? It's a day to recognize the hard work and the dedication of each one of our graduates. Our graduates would not be here today without the help and support of their parents, families, friends, and teachers. Your teachers have gotten to know you and virtually stalked you for the past 15 months. They have called you, they have texted you, they've left voicemails, they've Zoomed, they've Roomed, they've done Google Hangouts and chats. What they have not done was they have not sent smoke signals, they have not sent vape signals, they would never do that. But they have brought you yard signs, after Christmas gift, after Christmas card, after hotspot, after laptop. I could go on, but let's give our teachers a round of applause, please. Every single one of the teachers on our staff has done every single one of these things tirelessly, and I thank them for that. Do you know any other group of teachers that would have done that for you? Because I don't. But most importantly, what our teachers have done for you is they believed in you. Sometimes before you believed in yourself, or when you thought no one else did, would, or could. But now you have your diploma. Now you are entering the real world. You are adults, not children anymore. And I encourage you to fear not what may seem like a dark and dreary world before you, because behind every cloud and every gloomy day, the sun will always be there. Light always casts out darkness. We might not always see it, but it is always there, and it will always be there. So why are we here today? The answer is more than just tacos. We know where we've been, but do we know where we're going? At some point in the very near future, you'll have to pay your own rent, your own mortgage, your own car insurance, your own phone bills, and all that fun stuff. So now what? Are you going to scrape by just trying to survive? Or are you going to set a goal, make a plan, and get to work on being able to not just survive, but to thrive? We live in an amazing country. This country allows us to receive a free education. It allows us to determine our own destiny, to break the cycle of poverty and of ignorance, to fix things that are wrong, to give back and to prepare the next generation of leaders, movers, and shakers. My friends, life is not always easy, and most of us don't have opportunities handed to us on a silver platter, and that's okay. The future might not seem as crystal clear or full of hope, but that's okay. You might not know exactly what you want to do for the rest of your life, but as Mr. Furtick said, that might be okay for a minute or two, but next week or at some point in the very near future, you'll need to choose something you're good at and you enjoy, even if it's challenging, and lock in and set your mind to it. Don't sit around, don't lay around waiting for it to come to you. We have given you here, not just our teachers, but our board who supports us tremendously, and our superintendent and our assistant superintendents. Many of us come from broken homes and have broken hearts. Don't let that be an excuse. Don't let that be a crutch. In fact, if nothing else, let that be the motivating factor that drives you to be successful. And by the way, success is not comparing yourselves to others. We each have individual talents and gifts that we must discover and develop to use for the common good. It's not how you start, it's how you end. This podium, for example, was built by my father for my 30th birthday. He learned to build things and repair things from his father and grandfather. He has used these skills to make a living for himself and his family and to put his children through college. He's worked tirelessly to improve the lives of those around him. Many of the skills I use to do my job on a daily basis, I learned in the walls of my own home, and I learned from my father. Many of the skills that you will use to be a better employee and a better employer, you will learn within the walls of your own home. But the more education and the more training you receive outside your home will prove to provide those opportunities that you'll utilize to provide for yourself and your families. So as Taco Bell so aptly put in a recent advertising campaign, live más, which is horrible Spanglish for vive más, or live more. And I would add to that, vive mejor, or live better. Live for those we love, who came before us. Live for those who work daily to protect and preserve our freedoms. Live for those who have given the ultimate sacrifice so that you can enjoy the freedoms of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Live for the loved ones that we've lost along the way. No dejes para mañana lo que se puede hacer el día de hoy. Don't just start something, finish it. Don't pout, don't doubt, don't get down, don't be discouraged, don't fear failure, and don't point fingers and blame. Make a difference. Be the change in the world that you want to see. You can do hard things. Don't give up, and as my mother always said, don't make excuses, just do your very best. And as Mr. Ross's grandmother, Ms. Beatrice, said, don't give, I'm going to butcher this, I don't want to butcher this, Ms. Beatrice, forgive me. I'm going to start over. Reset. Make sure you give out before you give up. Make sure you give out before you give up. Thank you.
Very briefly, I'd like to have our superintendent, Dr. Terosian, join me in the stand. Today is not just the last day of being at Canyon Oaks and Mountain Park for our graduates, but today is the kind of end of a great, wonderful career in education for our superintendent, Dr. Trosian. I've worked with a lot of leaders in education, and she truly stands alone in the top echelon in giving and in caring. Many of you have met her, seen her, when she was serving you food at Thanksgiving. She helped us organize, making sure we had Christmases for you guys. Whenever we called and said we had something we needed at this school because of our unique circumstances and needs, she never, ever turned away or didn't do everything within her power to help us to better help you. It's been an honor to work with her. Our staff, Dr. Trosian, has a gift for you, an endowment in your name that we'll present to you, as well as this. And interestingly, in a staff meeting, it's not often that you have somebody at the district office or in leadership retiring, that the entire staff genuinely is absolutely devastated to lose. And our entire staff here at Canyon Oaks and Mountain Park has always felt that you were family, has always felt that you had nothing but the best interest of kids at heart. We always say, we always want to do and think about what we're doing in the context of what is best for kids. You exemplified that for us and brought incredible leadership to this district. And every graduate today, every employee at this school has been touched by you and is grateful for your service. Thank you, Dr. Trosian. Ms. Grimmer? Ms. Grimmer will now come to the podium to present the scholarships for the class of 2021.
Good evening. Tonight we would like to recognize several students whose accomplishments and academic achievements have earned them a scholarship from various community organizations. These outstanding few have risen above the challenges in life. They have succeeded in so many unique ways, and we honor them tonight for their efforts. We would like to recognize and show our appreciation for the relationship Canyon Oaks and Mountain Park has built with the community organizations that have given these awards to our students. Here to present from the Monrovia Kiwanis Club is Mr. Jim Gates.
It is our privilege to award a $500 scholarship to Angelica Sarabia. We wish it could be more. And we look forward to, Angelica, in a few years, learning that you have become a surgeon.
Thank you, Mr. Gates, and thank you, Monrovia Kiwanis Club. Our other scholarship recipients tonight with the Monrovia Rotary Club, we have students Caleb Chang, Adeline Lang, Justine Delgado, Angelica Sarvia Torres, and Alexis Cincineros. For the Oscar Andrew Garcia Memorial, we have two scholarships, Justine Delgado and Jeremy Robinson. From the Monrovia Reeds, we have Caleb Chang, Angelica Sarvia Torres, Alexis Cincineros, and Adeline Lane. From Citrus College Bright Futures, we have Maria Bautista. And for the Terrence Hall Scholarship, we have Jeremy Robinson. And from the Association of California School Administrators, we have Justine Delgado. We are grateful for the organizations committed to ensuring that these students have an opportunity to continue on in their educational pursuits. Please join me as we congratulate them. We would now like to introduce Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Catherine Thorosian, to the podium.
We would also like to ask Board President Maritza Tavante to join us at the podium. Dr. Tarosian, President Travanti, members of the Monrovia Unified School District Board of Education, I certify that the students before you have successfully completed our challenging courses of study, and our high school diploma graduates fulfilled all of the graduation requirements of the Monrovia Unified School District and the state of California. Their diplomas are WASP accredited, NCAA, and UC approved. The class of 2021 is ready to become graduates of our prestigious academic institutions. President Travanti.
It is my privilege as president of the school board of the Monrovia Unified School District to accept Canyon Oaks and Monrovia Park class of 2021 graduates and congratulate you and your families for this accomplishment. We are here to honor all of you and wish you continued success.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the readers approach the podium as they read for your diplomas.
Justine Delgado. Justine demonstrated a strong work ethic from the day she walked onto campus. She's never been afraid to ask questions, whether they were about an assignment, becoming a better person, or becoming a better writer, or needing a letter of recommendation. In addition to being one of the most inquisitive students I've ever had, she's also a teenager with a great deal of integrity, always trying to do the right thing, especially when it's the hardest thing to do. Her curiosity and integrity will serve her well as she continues her studies in the honors program at Cal State LA.
Next up is Angel Chacon Luzardo. Angel will be attending college with the goal of becoming a lawyer as well as starting his own business. Aim high, young man. Aim high.
Abdiel fue un estudiante muy diligente en hacer todas sus tareas para poder graduarse a tiempo a pesar de los desafíos y le queremos felicitar con mucho amor y mucho cariño. Gracias.
Next we have Amber Leon. Amber's road to success is going to start with going after her RN license and end with being a doctor of pediatric medicine. Amber's biggest motivation to graduate was her uncle, whom she lost last September. I'm sure he's proud of you, as are we. Congratulations, Amber.
Next up, we have Genesis Artichiga. Let me tell you about this young lady. She is a delightful young lady with a beautiful spirit and a magnificent attitude. She is a wonderful young adult. She is responsible and accountable. She is extremely talented. She's a young entrepreneur, and not only did she get good grades in my class, but she also was doing people's nails. She was getting money. That's what I'm talking about. Free market.
Alexis Cisneros. Alexa is one of the nicest people you could ever meet. Loyalty is extremely important to her and has helped to build strong friendships. Alexa definitely has some well thought out opinions, but she will only share them if you can get her to open up. She loved to be in class, to be around her classmates, but did not let that prevent her from getting the help she needed to finish her work. Alexa was one of our most consistent students graduating today, one we never had to worry about whether or not she was getting her work done. Her hard work, consistency, loyalty, and character are traits that will help her be successful as she continues her studies at Sister College.
David Cervantes. David showed up in April when our school was an open door. Trabajó duro con sus maestros, grinding and working some more. Para educarse más, to gain higher knowledge, el próximo año va a ir a Pasadena City College. Felicidades, David.
Up next, Jesse Chavez. I first met Jesse, we were playing basketball and he tried to muscle me. I said nah. And now he is phenomenal. He hasn't missed one tutoring, one class. He is a magnificent gentle giant and he's a wonderful human being. Good job, parents. Now I got Alex Soto. So this young man has been with me for 2 years. And I'm amazed to see his progression as an adult. Once again, I nagged him constantly, text message, phone calls, calling him from different numbers, and he blocked me. But I still got through because I know his mama. And he's a special young man with a world of potential.
Christopher Now. Christopher was a very hard-working young man and succeeded tremendously in the remote learning environment. We are proud of Christopher and look forward to his post-secondary plans. Congratulations, Christopher.
Another one of my students, Renee Corvedo. Another one that I had to hunt down because he was phenomenal in every way. Nicknamed him Street Jesus. Jesus de Calle. He's going to be an auto mechanic. He's phenomenal with his hands, and he's going to give me a discount on my brakes.
Next up is Madeline Saldana. Madeline has worked so hard this year to complete everything. She has consistently called and texted with me throughout the distance learning experience. I'll miss touching base with her regularly, but I'm excited to see her pursue a career in cosmetology. Congratulations, Madeline.
Up next is my student Desiree Avedo. This little girl, or young lady should I say, she's beautiful inside and out, and I don't know how nature fits the perfect amount of sweet and argumentative in such a powerful package. Hey Avedo, you are a diamond. Brilliant and radiant, never believe anyone that tries to convince you otherwise.
Please welcome to the stage Angel Maria. He's got a cool vibe. He's always consistent, friendly, the man you can count on. Always brighten my day every time. So God bless you. Have a wonderful graduation and a wonderful life.
Maria Baptista. This young lady is the definition of grit and class. She personifies big things come in small packages. She has a wonderful presence and a humble spirit. She's wonderful in every way imaginable. Good job, Baptista.